Hey there, Brandified Beauties. It's the Beauty Guru to you here tonight, and I am going to stick it to you with this awesome dupe off. So currently I am wearing two different foundations, and they are both stick foundations. One is by Hourglass Cosmetics, and it retails for $46. The other one is the Wet n Wild Focus Stick, and that retails for $6.49, which I got at Ulta Beauty. Now I will say color-wise, they both are on the lighter side of my skin tone. However, I do like to go a little bit lighter and then I build as I go with bronzers, highlight, and contour. So I will say the color I use in the Hourglass is the warm beige, and then in the actual other product, which is the Wet n Wild, I use sand beige. Now, I did wear both of these already, and I actually wore them during a day of work, and I do work under a lot of lights. It's almost like being on stage every day. So my skin is a little bit combo right now. It is a little bit on the dry side because it's that weird kind of climate where I am. So by the end of the day, I did ask many people, I said, which side looks better? So here is what happened. So on this side of the face, guys, I actually have the Hourglass foundation. So if you look very carefully, it looks very nice, soft, and blurred. Less is more with the Hourglass foundation stick, meaning for the coverage that I wanted, I didn't have to use as much as I did with the Wet n Wild. So with Wet n Wild, which is going to be on this side of the face, still gives me that beautiful coverage, shows a little bit more of the texture. I did have to actually use a little bit more product to build and get what I was looking for. Now, color-wise, the colors are actually very close to one another. So I'm going to go ahead and I am actually swatching on this side. That is the Hourglass. And we will go ahead, let me put that bad boy back and look at the Wet n Wild right next to it. So Wet n Wild. So they are pretty close. Both are a little more golden base. I will say I liked the color of the Wet n Wild a little bit better than I did the Hourglass on my skin, but these were the closest to the shades that I actually like when I'm looking for foundation. Now, here's what happened by the end of the day. So the feedback was the Hourglass side of my face actually looked smoother and it was not as separated as the Wet n Wild. So Wet n Wild did separate quite a bit on me. Also on my nose where I'm oily, both products did separate, meaning underneath this, I probably should have used a little bit more of a mattifying primer in my T-zone and then something more hydrating everywhere else. So here's the deal. $6.49 or $46. It really comes down to which one did the best. In all honesty, in this dupe off, I actually have to go with the Hourglass foundation. It did the best because it did last me the longest. Also, I had to use less product to get the coverage I wanted. However, color-wise, I will say these do not have the best color range, even though Wet n Wild, which is right here, retails for $6.49 and only has a few select colors. Their colors for my skin tone, which is a little bit on the warmer side, did much better than the Hourglass. So in this dupe off, the overall winner would have to be the Hourglass for $46. But yes, this is a great alternative for $6.49. However, remember, it does separate a little bit more and also showed a little more texture. So great maybe for just a quick photo or Insta selfie versus a long day of work. So guys, this is the Beauty Guru to you saying stay tuned because there's some more exciting videos coming your way. Gotta go, Beauty Bees.